Hi there, Lisa Cato here. This video is specifically to help you with your Wix subdomains. If you have an existing website on Wix, that's fine. You can create a subdomain, which is something before a dot and then your domain. So that's a subdomain. So if you've got a funnel page or another site that you want to create in addition to the main site that's on your Wix account, that's absolutely fine. But we do run into a bit of a sticky wicket, as we say here in the UK, when it comes to setting up the email domain. But we do run into a bit of a problem if we want to set up a dedicated sending domain, because Wix will only allow you to have what we call an MX record, which is for your emails, on your primary domain, not on a subdomain. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a DNS, which is the domain name server's hosting, with a separate service to Wix, which will allow you to retain and maintain your website on the Wix site as well. So this is just for your MX records and for any other subdomains. Now what I'm going to show you isn't actually going to involve you having to subscribe to anyone else. I'm going to do it with GoDaddy because it's very accessible, and you can go and just head over to GoDaddy.com now and set yourself up with a free account. Once you've got a free account, you're going to go into My Products, and then you're going to find the domain manager in the system. There we go. Now we're going to have a look at services, which is a DNS hosting. Now I've gone ahead and created a domain here inside of Wix so that I can show you how this is done. So over in the domain panel in the Wix site, I'm going to just manage the DNS records here. So this is all the records I've got there. This is the domain that I'm going to control from GoDaddy, even though I've purchased it with Wix and I might have a website with Wix. So here in the DNS hosting panel inside of GoDaddy, I'm going to add DNS hosting, and I'm going to put the name of my domain in there. There we are. So I'm just going to click on done. There we are. And then when I refresh this screen, it will show up. There we are. It might take a couple of refreshes just for that to load into this page. So be patient, maybe do a hard browser refresh as well. Now, if you want to keep your Wix domain, we need to tell the new DNS hosting where the Wix is hosted. So we're going to add a new record, and we're going to put in here the A record for the hosting. We're going to put at the ampersand for all, and we're going to put in this value here, which I will put separately in the notes, and then we're going to click save. Do make sure that if there is another A record for the ampersand for the all, that you delete that one. It's important that if you have configured your Google Workspace or something else already inside of your DNS records, that you replicate those DNS records. So you can see here, this is the website record that I just copied over, and we will put all the other ones in there as well. And again, this is for if you are hosting your main website on Wix and you do not want to move it. So this really is just a copy and paste exercise in GoDaddy to add a new record. This is going to be an A record. This is going to be the ampersand, and then we're going to take this one over like that. I'm going to save it and keep doing that with any and all of the records that are in your Wix, so that they are replicated over inside of GoDaddy. For the CNAME, replace initial with pointing. So you can see here that the value I've put in is www. So this is a CNAME, www, and the value is pointing.wixdns.net. There we are. So that's nice and accepted. Now I don't have any examples of MX records here, But if you do have any MX records already set for your primary domain, please do make sure that you replicate them exactly inside of here so that it matches whatever you've got inside of Wix, so that you don't get any interruption of service with your emails. Once you have got all of your DNS records safely in here, and that might be the new ones that you're setting up. Once you're comfortable that you've moved all of your DNS settings over into GoDaddy, you're now ready to transfer your domains. You can see here I'm back in Wix. I'm going into Manage Domain, and then over here on the right, the three dots, you're going to click on Transfer Away from Wix. Now, you will need to have had your domain for at least 60 days to allow this to happen. Here inside of the Wix Help Center, you can see that you will get an authorization code sent to whatever email address is registered on your Wix account. So do make sure in your Wix account that that is an email address before you do that. And you can see that inside of your domains, and you go to edit contact info, and just make sure that your registrant details are a correct email address that you're going to be able to be reached on for the code. Once the transfer has been initiated, it can take a minute, so that's why we did all the DNS settings, so there's no interruption of service. If you Google DNS lookup, you'll see there's a number of tools that will come up, and you can go there and put in the domain, and it will tell you where the domain is currently hosted. So you can see here that this is currently hosted at Wix, so that's where the internet is seeing where it is. So you can come back here and check kind of daily, and then once it's moved over into GoDaddy, you will be able to set up your subdomains.